This video is going to be all about right hand string blocking, which is a technique that a lot of slide guitarists use. Derek Trucks, Dwayne Allman, Ry Cooder and many others all use this right hand blocking technique. Now if you're a total beginner to slide guitar and you want to try something without using the pick, this is what this video is going to be about. So we're going right from the very beginning, what I've been able to help hundreds of other players develop through these exercises that I'm going to show you. The first thing I want to talk about is just the stance of how you've got your right hand set up on the guitar. Now I like to look at it in terms of 3-string groups. Now what I mean by that is we've got this first group here from the G string, which is a 3rd, 2nd and 1st string. So you could treat that as like a group, and what I mean by that is your thumb can rest on the G string and my 1st and 2nd fingers are resting on the 2nd and 1st string. So that's your first group. Now you might just want to claw those strings and get used to that sound. I'm in open E tuning here, by the way, but this applies to any tuning, even standard tuning. It's really important in standard tuning. Probably more important to play slide in standard tuning is to get this string blocking right. So that's the first group of strings. Now just try going thumb with the thumb on the 3rd string, 1st finger 2nd string, and 2nd finger top string. Now you'll notice I play the string, I stop it with the same finger. Okay? So just get the feel for that, right? Just get used to that, grabbing the strings and hitting them individually like that and stopping each note. Then move to the second group of strings, which is going to be the 4th, 3rd and 2nd string. Same thing. It's a little claw as well. Now clawing is where the thumb goes down and these two fingers claw up, but you do it all at the same time and you get this. Okay? Okay, so the same thing again. See if you can play the note, stop it with the same finger. Then the next group above that would be the 5th, 4th and 3rd string. And finally, the last group is the 6th, 5th and 4th string. When you're playing slide on the top string, I think you can just lay your thumb across all the strings and you can play any note. And the thumb is blocking out all the strings above that 1st string. Now for some reason I tend to elevate to use the 2nd finger when I'm doing this, but of course you could use the 1st finger. Now I want you to go with the slide, play a note and then stop it with that 1st finger, the one that you struck the string with. Can be any string. Just get a feel for that, okay? So that's easy enough to block all the other strings when you're playing the 1st strings, but it's when you get to the other strings that you have to try this technique. And this goes back to the 3-string technique of grabbing these 3 strings here. Now, what you're trying to do is the target string is the 2nd string. The 1st finger is striking that 2nd string. And these 2 outside fingers are blocking, surrounding that 2nd string. So when you strike it with the slide, or even just playing normally, you're getting a really clean sound. This is something that Mark Knopfler does. He sort of blocks strings and isolates strings to get that, his style, you know. You know, getting into something else there, but anyway, so that's the 2nd string covered. If you've seen any of my other videos on slide guitar, I talk about scales on 1 string. It's a really good tip to get started with slide guitar. I think there's a video here you could have a look at. Okay, so that's the 2nd string. Now you apply the same technique for the string above that, which is the 3rd string. The fingers come up, Now our target string is the third string. Thumb's got the fourth to block. Second finger's got the string below the third, the second, and it's blocking those. Now I've got clean access to that third string. So whatever I play, I've got, all I'm going to hear is that third string. Okay, that's where the blocking's happening. These two here. And of course, we just keep going. So now we go to the fourth string, same technique. It's doing the blocking for me there. This is all about the right hand. I know I'm doing stuff with the slide, but the concept here is I'm striking one string with the first finger and the two other fingers are blocking the strings that surround it. I mean, you could even be doing this without the slide. Just pick a scale. Alright? And then finally the fifth string, it's the same thing. We've got these two blocking here. There's our target string. Right? That's the essence of the right hand blocking. A kind of a fingerstyle technique. Now sometimes I might just play, say, the second and the third string, and I might forget, or inadvertently I just play the G string with my thumb. Because I want both of those strings to ring together. But if I want to isolate each note, I would go. See the movement there? B string. G string. I've moved, my right hand's moved here. So that's a good little starting exercise. Once you've got the hang of that, okay, what am I going to do next? Play the minor pentatonic scale on one string. Unlike playing a note on the 12th fret where you can really position your finger anywhere inside the fret, you have got to get that slide right along the steel, like right above it. It's got to be evenly lined up. So I'm playing the second string here. That slide is right over the steel there of that 12th fret. So here's a good drill to start with. The slide is just, it's not pushing into the strings, it's just gliding on the strings, it's just touching the strings. So with the slide in the 12th position, use the thumb and just play the first string. Then move to the second string. Then the fingers come up, third string, and blocking's happening there. Fourth string. Right, the last string. Now you've got the position of where the slide is meant to be. Let's slide into the note. Now you've got to make that slide stop right on that 12th fret. It's almost like those Formula One cars that they pull up to change fuel. They stop right at that point. They can't go any further ahead. They can't be any further back. You just got to be right over the fret to get the pitch. Now I want you to slide into each one of those notes. Now you're going to know if your tuning's out, hear if you're a bit behind, or you're sharp. And if you want to check the pitch, fret the note. That's where it's got to be. And once you get comfortable with that, you could add a bit of vibrato. Now, some players I see who've used to playing, you know, obviously bending strings like that, it's a different movement, it's this way. Just try little microtones of back and forward. And let the speed of the vibrato develop naturally, but just start slow. They can even be you know, eighth notes, like 1 and 2 and 3 and then sixteenths. You know, if you're thinking about the rhythm of the vibrato, and everything's got to have rhythm. I mean, obviously you're not going to, when I'm playing vibrato, I'm not thinking I'm playing sixteenths, you know, wavering in sixteenths. I'm not thinking that. But for some people who just want to get started, you need some kind of anchor point to work off. Okay, so that's a good drill. Just pick a fret. And, you know, move between each string. Or go from, say, the top string to the third string. Whatever combination. Just get your fingers moving and blocking the outside strings. And getting the slide into position, right? Now, I like to keep the thumb just at the back there. Oops, where am I going? Just like that, like to keep the thumb. Sometimes the thumb might drift out if I'm getting up here, but all in all, I like the thumb to be there. And the reason I like the thumb to be there is I think it's a good anchor point for your vibrato. That thumb is kind of anchored in position, and I'm moving with that thumb in position. Just remember, just do it daily, every day for a little while. Don't try and do it for 6 hours. Just try and do it every day and let the muscle memory happen slowly. Okay, so try that. That's a good start into slide guitar. I know it's not terribly exciting at this point, but I think it's really important that you get the blocking and get some confidence there. And, you know, once you learn this, you just forget about it. So check that out. Now, if you're interested in getting further into slide guitar, if you like my style of teaching, if you want to read any of my reviews, check out some of my courses over at Learn Guitar Cafe. Alright guys, check out some of my other videos as well. Leave a comment, ask questions. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.